good? It's me, Lauren, for Lovely's Instinct, and today I'm coming to you with a not necessarily beauty related video, but a video talking about my birth of my little girl that I had back in January. You could probably hear her in the background. She's playing right now, so I'll probably bring her in here in a second. But some people were wondering like what kind of delivery and birth I had. I'm the type of person that can't really handle cramps when it comes to like cramping. Like I'd rather get stabbed than to have a cramp. Like that's how serious I am about not experiencing any pain. But when it came to delivery, I really wanted a natural birth, and for the simple fact that I don't like needles, and I've always had like back problems. I have like a curve at the bottom of my back, and so I didn't want anything to aggravate that. So that's why I really wanted to avoid an epidural if I could, because I've heard horror stories of some people saying that they had back problems after the fact, or back pain, and I just did not want to experience that if that was the case. However, we got to the hospital. Well, okay, let me start over. So I was due January 3rd, and I ended up going 2 weeks past my due date, and so they ended up having to induce me because my amniotic fluid was getting pretty low, closer to that 2-week deadline. And so we held off as long as we could, because me and my husband believe that, you know, when the time is right for the baby to come, she will come. And we really wanted to let it occur naturally and really didn't want to mess with the process. And that's by no means, no offense to anybody who's been induced or chosen their induction date, but we really just wanted to just go with the flow and let God choose whatever day she came. We just really didn't want to mess with it. So anywho, almost 2 weeks past the date, they said that they need to go ahead and induce me, and that they would try to do some things in order to help me to still go into labor naturally. So I arrived at 4 o'clock on a Wednesday to the hospital, and my doctor inserted a balloon. And the balloon, what it basically does, it kind of helps your cervix dilate. And so she inserted that, and they have to let you sit overnight. And so after a few hours, your body will naturally go into labor. Hopefully, that's what they hope. Well, we did that at 4 o'clock. I was fine for a couple of hours. I had family come up to the hospital. We were watching Empire. We had had something to eat, you know, just hanging out. And then late at night, that's when I started feeling like, oh, I don't know about this. But I said, I'm just going to push on through, and my husband was a really good help and just a trooper with everything. And so a few hours went by, and the doctor came and checked on me first thing the following morning, and everything looked good. And so I actually started dilating quickly in order to go into labor. And so I was actually in labor, from labor and actually delivering, from 4 p.m. on a Wednesday to 4:16 on Thursday. So 24 hours I was in labor, and it got bad at one point to where I was like, I started, I don't have a potty mouth, but I do say some cuss words here and there. But I was talking to my husband, and I was just like, you know what, they could just put me to sleep and take this baby, because I cannot deal with this pain. It was like that intense. It was like the worst cramps, and I was like, oh my God, if I could just get past the cramping stage, I can do this. And so we had the nurse comes in, and she sits with us and just monitors the whole time. And she was like, you know, I think you should just go ahead and get that epidural if you can. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to get epidural. We're doing this thing naturally. She's like, okay. And every few minutes, she's like, I really think you should go ahead and get that shot. I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go naturally. I can do this. And so closer to me actually getting ready to push, which I thought was going to be too late to get a shot, I was just like, I can't do this. I changed my mind. And my husband's like, are you sure? I was like, yes. As a matter of fact, I probably said, hell yeah, I'm tired. Let's get a shot. And so she's like, okay, I'm happy, you know, you made the right decision for you for right now. And so she said, you know, the doctor that's going to come in and do the epidural, he's really good, and you're not going to feel anything. So it was pretty quick. They asked my husband to step out. The doctor came in. he inserted the shot, I really didn't feel anything. And they said it should take 15 to 20 minutes for it to kick in, but immediately I started feeling better after they finished putting the shot into my back. And so after that, maybe a few minutes later, we started to push for a while. We actually had to take a break from pushing, and my doctor went and helped someone else's delivery, and then she came back, and then we pushed for a little while longer, and then she finally came out. But I mean, I sat there pushing for a while with her head just sitting, and I hope that's not too graphic for everyone, but her head just sitting there. You could see her, and she would just kept popping back in, and so that took a long time. But finally came out. I mean, 7 pounds, 12 ounces, so almost an 8-pound baby. And everybody was surprised because if you saw my video before I delivered, my stomach had grown, but a lot of people were saying, oh, I don't think you're big enough, and you're not gaining enough weight. And I actually gained about 40 pounds, if not more, but definitely 40 some pounds. And yeah. So she was a healthy girl, and even the doctor was like, oh, wow, she's a big baby. So very safe and healthy delivery. The recovery time wasn't bad at all. It wasn't as bad as I had imagined it to be. And so if you want more details on that, then I'll let you know. But that's kind of graphic, and I'm sure some people want to avoid that part. But anyway, so healthy baby girl, and she's doing great. I chose to breastfeed. In the hospital that I delivered at, they're big endorsers of breastfeeding right after delivery, and so we did that. A lot of people are either against it, don't like it, or they say it hurts. And I have to say, it's just a different experience. I didn't experience any pain, and I don't know why she's screaming. I'm going to get her. I didn't experience any pain with breastfeeding. She actually did not want to eat right after delivery. I think they wait a few minutes and then try to help her to feed, and she wouldn't latch. So they waited an hour, and then she was able to eat. So it worked out pretty good, and I'm still breastfeeding. My goal is to breastfeed for a year. So when we're away from each other, like when I go to work, I try to, I pump 3 times a day, and then I pump once in the evening because she eats just a little while before I pick her up. So I get off at 4:30, and so she gets her last bottle of the day around 4:15, 4:30, and so I end up pumping. So she's able to get all of her milk when we are apart from each other. I will say that, you know, you have to do what's best for you. For me, I like breastfeeding. I think it's a natural process in order for your milk to build and come out and you feed your baby. But some women just do not like that. Hold on one second. Let me get her. And here is the queen herself. Say hi, Maddie. Hi. So yeah, she was going into one of her fits where she likes to bite off her socks. So I'm happy I called her before she started ripping off the headband. But anywho, yeah, some people aren't a fan of breastfeeding for whatever their personal reason may be. And for us, we tried to supplement with formula, and that's because I wasn't able to pump enough when it came to, like if I wanted to leave her with my mom or my in-laws, her grandparents, for a few hours while we ran errands or just had a date night or went to lunch or something, I wasn't able to produce enough bottles in one sitting in order to leave her for that long. So we tried formula. We started off with a soy, and she kind of responded well with that, but it stopped her up from using the restroom. So we eventually switched to a hyperallergenic type formula, and that one went well, but then she had like numerous dirty diapers, more than usual, off of it. So I just, you know, I had to make the decision, you know, is it worth, you know, trying to supplement, or could I just do different things in order to produce more milk? And that's what I did. So when I started back work, what I did was I started trying to produce more by drinking more water. I drink about 11 to 12 glasses of water a day. And then also I tried taking fenugreek, which I actually ordered from someone in the form of a bar that you eat once a morning, and that has kind of helped. I tried the mother's milk. Not a fan of that at all. Mother's milk, it tastes like death. I was just like, every step at work. So it was pretty bad. But if you put raw sugar in it, and someone suggested that to me, if you put raw sugar in it, then it actually makes it taste better. But I'm not a tea drinker, so even to have it taste like regular tea was just, it wasn't death, but it wasn't great at all. So I gave up on that. But I did make oatmeal raisin lactation cookies. I found the recipe online, and that helped tremendously. So I made that a few times, and I love oatmeal raisins, my favorite. So I would eat like half a batch each day for 2 days. Whereas, you know, someone else, they could probably eat 2 or 3 and see a difference. But I would be eating 10 to 15 cookies. So, but don't judge me on that. I can't help it. I'm a sweets eater. But anyways, so that really helped. So really, even if you take in 11 to 12 glasses a day, if not more, you'll definitely see a difference with your breast milk. And also, when I'm home with her, I just nurse. And on the weekends, I pump a couple of times on Saturday and Sunday to get that 4th bottle that she needs. And it's worked out pretty good. And the more you do it, the more you'll produce, because you're telling your body that you need more milk, that it's a supply and demand type relationship. And so it works out pretty good. But enough about that. This is Miss Madison. Say hi, Maddie. Hi. And she is the sweetest baby ever. And I've never babysitted before. Maybe once, my 5-year-old brother, when he was 2. And that was for a few days. And I don't even remember changing his diaper, because I didn't know how to change a diaper when I had her. But I must have had somebody help me. But yeah, that was a horrible experience. But with her, it has been wonderful, and I could not have prayed for a better baby. I mean, we brought her home from the hospital, and she was quiet the first night. She woke up, you know, to eat, and then went back to bed. But then after that first night, oh, she earned her nickname of Tiny Terror. She does terrorize the house. Yes, you do. And so, yeah, but she's a pretty good baby. She started sleeping through the night a little bit before 2 months old. And I didn't return to work until she was about 3 months. So I took 12 weeks off for FMLA. And when I started back working, that's when she started back waking up like at 3 a.m. to eat. And then she'll go back to sleep, and I'll just have to wake her up about 5:30 to get ready for the day. And sometimes I will nurse her right before we leave the house, and sometimes she's just so sleepy that she doesn't want to eat before we leave. So we do that. And so it's been a journey, and it's a great one at that. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you have any birthing stories or any questions that you may have of me or Miss Madison, please let us know, and we will talk to you soon. Say bye, Maddie. Bye. Oh, what are you looking at now? All right. Talk to you all soon. Bye.